Yes lads, welcome back to another trading video on the channel. So our first Sanchez, our first icon that we've ever packed in this game, we sold for 1.2. Pretty nice. I put him up for like 1.19. He didn't sell, put him back up for one, yeah, because he actually did fluctuate a little bit. Yeah, good profit. I did open the 2-for-1 packs on the mega packs. Didn't even, I think I got 2 boards and they were 84s. So yeah, not the best. Pereira is actually quite a good flip on a day-to-day budget. We're just going to talk about where the market's going to go, right? A lot of panic selling lately. A lot of cards have just been going down and down. You do obviously get the initial spike back up, but nothing too mad, right? Van Dijk's probably like the best example, right? Whereas his record break, this card was like 600k, and he is like 280k. Now I thought it was a good price at like 340. I can still see this card going up, right? If we get a Trent coming into packs as well, a lot of people won't be able to afford the Team of the Year Van Dijk, so I think this card could go up potentially, right? You could see a rise going into the weekend. It might hit, 350, 360. I'm not saying it will, but it's possible, right? And then a lot of like fodder cards, so like a lot of 84s and things like that, you could have bidded on last night that were going for like 5.5 to 6k, and now they're back up to about 6.5. With the Icon SBC, everyone's thinking an Icon SBC is coming now. It's literally in it. I mean, EA could do anything, right? They could put an Icon SBC in, they may not, right? And screw a lot of people over, because I know a lot of people have invested into cards, which all their money's into. So what do? Do you either sell and get out on them cards, or do you keep them and have no coins, right? A lot of people have went into Team of the Weeks just because probably like the safest investment you can do with Team of the Weeks, because they are required for most good SBCs, especially if it's repeatable as well. If we get an Icon SBC that's repeatable, we'll start seeing prices fluctuate a lot, even with Team of the Season around the corner. I can't imagine the market being this low with Team of the Season coming into it, because it doesn't really entice people to open packs, because the chance of you actually going to get a Team of the Season are going to be next to none, probably like minus 1% again. But for instance, like Chilwell, right? I mean, I bought for like 30k. I think I bought some at like 24, yeah, 27, 26. I mean, the market just kept dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping, and it hasn't really rebounded up. But Chilwell being an 86, being a left back as well, in the Premier League English. Once an Icon SBC comes out, I reckon they will do a trade. I reckon they will do a tradable, a repeatable one, right? Just because I think that's where they profit from the most from, right? Because people then will spend money after money trying to get these Icon SBCs done. So I think someone like Chilwell, because where he's quite low at the moment, it'll actually start to rise up. We may see 35, 36 on this card, especially as well where he starts going into SBCs. There's going to be less and less of them on the market, and that's where you're going to start seeing this price actually fluctuate a lot. Not only that, it's quite usable. I've got an untradeable one. He's very good to use. So yeah, not a bad card. I might actually go in on him if he's about 24, 23. I might actually buy a few more. Same with Redmonds, right? There's not many Redmonds out now. I bought a 15 on bid. The reason I bought this card is because a lot of people are just going to discard this card once he doesn't sell. They're just sat on 15k. If they need the 15k, they're just going to discard this card for like, I think it's like 14. 14,760. You don't get taxed on it either, so you're only going to lose like 240 coins. And then yeah, they're going to make their 15k, and then they're just going to go on from there. Less Redmonds on the market makes him more desirable, makes him, people wanting more to try him out. And he could go up to 16, 17k, and you could just make a little bit of coins there. That's why I went on him anyway. I wasn't expecting too much on him. Now Mertens, I'm going to take a hit on regardless. This card's not too bad, right? I bought a 35, I bought one at 42, I bought a couple at like 43, but 35 for this card. I mean, that's even a good price. If we get an Icon, if it's a prime to slash like a prime moments, and it's repeatable, I mean, these cards are going to hit 50k. Easy. They will, just because a lot of people, they're going to get bought up a lot. The thing is, these cards got supplied a lot, so there's a lot out there on the market, right? There's a lot of these cards that people have invested in. There's a lot of cards to be sold, and I think they just rise up. I do. Same with Marquinhos as well, being a centre back, being Brazilian as well. And then you've got the left mids. Normally the most expensive ones are the centre backs, the full backs, and the left mids and right mids are normally kind of the most expensive. Harry Kane, Again, when this card hits like 36, 35, you just need to go in on him because he's up to like, I think last night went up down to like 37. So on bid, you could have probably got like 34, 35. Again, he's up to like 41k. Easy couple of flips there. 84s as well. 84s are going to go through the roof if this Icon SBC comes out. You're probably looking at like 11, 12k a card. I think they're at like 6 at the moment. So if you haven't got the most amount of coins, right, but you've got, you know, 100, 200k, maybe go into some 84s, right? Maybe go into like, I don't know, a few goalkeepers from a good league, a few centre-backs, a few left-backs, things like that. You're always going to need centre-backs, right? So centre-backs are a go-to. You're always going to need a goalkeeper. Sometimes they do like 3-5-2 or whatever, so you don't need the left-back or right-back, but mainly you do. Mainly they do fluctuate up in price, so... centre-backs, full-backs are probably your best go-to, and a goalkeeper from a good league, mainly Schmeichel, right? Oh, we picked up a Kimmich for 68. This guy is fluctuating all the way, and I needed to sell him because he's actually dropping a lot. He's at probably about 70k. Again, it's not enough to make coins on. I'm probably going to have to try and get a laser bar on him, which I'm going to try and do now. He's got a shadow on him. You never know, right? You never know. Like Drogba, I've been killed on Drogba. I tried to flip him quickly. It didn't work. This card's... Look at this card. This is in a couple of days. He's 130k down in a couple of days. It's mental. But we might see that card rise up. I ain't going to sell it until the weekend, definitely. And then Mendy's, again, 69k. This card got hit as well. The only reason it got hit is because of the supply, right? He is still quite cheap, so he could get bought up. He could go up again, like we've seen with Luke Shaw. And Tierney, as the weeks go on, they do get more valuable and they end up going up a little bit. So I'm not too panicky on that. We've got a few Schmeichels on that to sell. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with this card. 1813. I think I packed him, yeah. So let's go and do that. Now, there's a few cards that I want to talk about that are just too low at the moment that I think will rise. Especially with, like, you've got Trent Alexander-Arnold, right? He could be a team of the week. We've got a Van Dijk here, right? Now, his team of the year is still, I think, like over $1 million. It's quite expensive. His record breaker is very good, right? It's very good, and he is 280k. This card went down to about 260, 250 last night for the 2-for-1 packs. Now he's back up a little bit. Again, I don't think there was... I mean, there wasn't many of these cards out, right? Compare his price. He's been packed a lot, but I do think he gets into a lot of teams. He's in my team, right? And I have a lot of coins, so... Yeah, very good card. I think this card fluctuates definitely with Trent coming in, you know, especially if we get a few other links as well that people want to use him and things like that. Yeah, I do think he goes up. There's a few of them cards as well that are actually in pack. So the way to make coins at the moment, I would say, is probably bids, not team of the week. Like this, how much is this card? 53. What was that? 48. There's still 44 there. Yeah, so not really in it for me. But what I would do, get the dead cards out of the way with, and then just come over to here, and then you just find a bid. So for me, that's not really that good. 19k if you want to sit on it, maybe, but I mean, that card normally tends to go to like 22 at the most. Not really the safest investment. You just want to be getting on cards that you can flip straight away. So who was that? For Pereira, right? I mean, he could be a card. He could be a card that you could flip probably now. Have a look what he's actually going for. He's like, what, 14k? Oh, he's not. He's actually a little bit more. 14.5. 15k? So he's got to be, what, 14,750 at least. Yeah, so he's probably about 14,750. Even that 13,750 is nice. There you go, 13,250. So for this card, if you know he's popping up for like 13,250, I know his price from now on. So that's what I would do. That's kind of how I would do it, right? That's kind of how I would make coins at the moment doing this. Yeah, that one did sell for like 13. So even if you're sniping that card, again, this you can do this with a range of cards, especially they do promo packs and things like that. 100%. But I would be wary if they do an icon SBC or an icon, you know, a repeatable one, definitely. I do think a lot of these cards will start rising, especially Chilwells and things like that. I just think it's too cheap, and they're not in packs now either. So They are going to fluctuate a lot. Harry Kane's always a go-to at like 37k. Even at like 40k, I mean, that card could rise into the 53s. It has done plenty of times. So you could expect that, especially there'd be initial panic on these, alright? Everyone's going to want to do them. Everyone's saving their coins. They've probably got a few coins now due to the, you know, this little promo and the 2-for-1s and things like that. They've probably sat on a lot of coins, made a few coins as well. So they're probably just waiting for that to drop and team of the season around the corner. So yeah, I think they'd be desirable, and I think a lot of people are going to go in. So that's just going to be it from me. Let me know who you've invested in and things like that. I think Team of the Weeks are probably the safest, and obviously fodder, right? Like fodder, 84s upwards, right? 86s at like 20k. I think that's not a bad price. So have a look at like David De Gea, like prime example, right? 22k. I mean, yeah, I mean, for me that's quite a good buy, like 20k. Try and get one of these for like 21k or something. I think that's ideal. I think you can't really go wrong on that. But yeah, that's going to be it from me. Until the next one, boys.